what do you think they should do now going forward? I think I know the answer, given what you've already said, but after the game, they asked Jerod Mayo about quarterback going forward, and he said, I don't know. We'll evaluate it every day. At some point this year, they want to make Drake Maye the starter. I don't think the time is now, and I suspect you don't either.
I don't think the time is now. For him to be able to go in there and get a few reps, that helps build his confidence. But to put him in there behind that offensive line with those weapons, there's no way that I'm doing anything like that. I would say give it another month of the season, get through this gauntlet of games, and kind of reevaluate where he's at, his progression in practice. Has he gotten better? Is he a lot smarter when it comes to blitz pickup? Does he feel more comfortable under center? Does he feel more comfortable in the shotgun? All those different things. And once they find that out, maybe in the next month or so, but I wouldn't put him in the game right now. No way.
Yeah, and look, it's going to be a long season for the Patriots. They're working through some things. They have some players that Bill Belichick drafted, developed, acquired, who are good. But there just isn't enough, especially on the offensive line. As you said, 100% right. They need to invest their resources in getting more offensive linemen who will allow this guy that they thought enough of, not just to draft him at third overall, but to not trade out of that spot with the Giants and get more picks. Vikings reportedly were interested in coming up to number 3 to get Drake Maye. Could have got more picks that way, more pieces to make your team better. They really believe in Drake Maye, and they want to be careful to not make him into, as you said earlier, Bryce Young.
Do you believe in Drake Maye? Do you believe that he was deserving of a top 3 pick?
I defer to Chris because Chris does the deep dive and looks at all of the incoming quarterbacks, and he was not a believer in Maye. He thought there was a lot of mechanical stuff that needed to be cleaned up, and I've spotted some things that have improved. His left foot was all over the place early in the preseason. He's gotten that under control. I don't know how much you can really change on the fly, but it looks like whatever they're doing to coach him up is taking. And one thing that Mayo said recently, Rodney, he's getting significant first-team reps in practice. Like, it's not Jacoby Brissett all the time. They're getting Maye out there. They're getting him ready. They want him to be ready. The left foot's not driving forward, so maybe he does more work. Never mind. But, I think of how hard it's got to be to break bad habits. And it just shows you how coaching at the college level, if they don't spot your bad habits and start working on them, they get baked in. And, you go out there and you're just playing football. You can't be conscious of everything you're doing, but he's got to do that. That left foot gets a little too loose. He could just drive a lot more, get a lot more force and power on the ball if he's using the right mechanics. So he's still got more work to do.
The thing that gets me nervous about these young quarterbacks, too, is when you're trying to coach them, a lot of times they become robots. And that's what I love about Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the way he does things, and I know he's one of one, but he's not a robot. Josh Allen, they're not robots. They're willing to, do some crazy things, throw across their body. Yeah, they have the freedom and the protection to do that. But this kid, I just don't want him to fall in that where he's thinking about every single thing that he does. I was able to watch C.J. Stroud last week up close and personal, and it was just really cool watching him play, watching him take control, knowing the first read. And he's going through his progression. First read is covered, comes back to the second read, and then all of a sudden he just automatically drops it off to the third read. But this is the progression that these really good, smart young quarterbacks are making. And of course he can make it because he has an offensive line that he trusts in, that protects him. But that's something that is a major concern for me. Will Drake Maye be able to go through his progression with this offensive line? Will they be able to consistently run the football to take a little pressure off the passing game? And like I said, Mike, before, I just don't see any weapons, man. When you have a young quarterback, you have to get him weapons. And I like the 2 tight ends. I think they're big targets. I think they're very athletic, good soft hands. But you need a number 1 receiver. You need someone that can say, hey, I can get this first down. Come to me. And they just don't have that.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great point. Got to build from the inside out, but at some point you need that outside weapon that's going to be a difference maker and make it easier for the quarterback to move the chains. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.